Well, April is almost over, another month. So if you've been watching my videos, you know this dragon fruit patch lock that I always keep. So if you remember, I did it last month in March 15. That's just to see how many plants had buds. Now typically this bud that I put here is for fruit buds. But since we are in April and March, it is still early, so we don't have fruit buds yet. All we have are just branch buds. So what I do, I use the log to track all my the progress of dragon fruits, how much they're growing. See, just like in business or anything, situations in life, right? Anything that you can track, you can improve or find ways to improve. It's like, if you leave your house at 7:30 to go to work and you arrive at your office at 8 o'clock, well, that's half an hour, right? If you track that, you can say, oh, wow, I always run into a red light, around the whatever street. Maybe I leave at 7:29 as opposed to 7:30, right? And you may have get a green light instead of a red light. See, so you get to work actually 2 minutes before, right? So, you could like shorten your 30-minute drive to 28 minutes, right? So those are things you can track. And same thing with finances. If you can track it, you can improve it, right? So same thing. By me tracking here, it tells me how to, or, allows me to find new ways to, push them to grow faster in my neck of the woods in Northern California here. So last year, I noticed that by putting the chicken manure in early, I noticed that it's about 30 days after I put chicken manures down, I see a lot of bud, and that's exactly what I see this year. So let's start with the check as I go along. I'm just gonna explain the way. So pot number one right here, right in front of me right here. And then so on here I have 2 Cosmic Charlies. Actually I should have I have 2 Cosmic Charlies, Princess of the Night and Vietnamese White. So right now I'm just gonna look for buds. I tracked buds, flowers, and fruits. So right now we're too early to have fruits or flowers. So buds, I'm just gonna write down if since I have a lot of these buds right now. If you look, a lot of buds. This is a Cosmic Charlie, and yeah, they all have buds, and even my Princess of the Night has a little bud, and then there's a little one on the other side here. So they're all, see, there's a little bud right here. So these are all buds, and then there are some that's growing in there that you probably can't see. So every one of them are just growing. Even my Cosmic Charlie down here, this is a new plant that I put down. Remember, there were 2. Well, the bug, a worm, ate the tip, so I had to take it out. And same thing up here. I'm gonna move my camera off the stand here and just show you. See, I had to trim off the top piece because the bug ate it. You see that little white spot right there? That's the bug that ate that too, see? So they don't make it. So what happens to this dragon fruit, right? Now that it's growing like this, I have to trim it, and now new buds will have to come out from here. See, it's kind of slows my progress down. So this year, I'll be lucky if something gets up to the top of the trellis. So there you go. That's the checkup on that. Let me put the stand right back. And so I'm just gonna put a check mark on here just to show that, hey, it's got buds, okay? See, every one of them have buds. So this is a Vietnamese White. It has buds, it has plenty of buds. Yeah. And then over here, my second pot, I got to do this fast, otherwise I'll be here forever. So I have a Purple Haze. I have a couple of Purple Hazes, and then 1 Zamorano. So this Zamorano I was gonna cut this year. Take it away because they don't really grow. And I was gonna give it a 30-day probation period. Well, guess what? That worked. Now he's so scared, he squeezed out a little noogie right here. Right there. So because he grew this little bud right here, I'm gonna leave it for this year. He is the slowest grower. So yes, everybody gets a check mark. So you don't want to be off this list, right? You got to get a check mark. So now comes to my dirt pot where I have American Beauty, Delight, and Shayna. And I know they all have buds, every one of them here. Yep, right here, they all do. So I'm just gonna check. Now all I see are regular buds because I've been walking here every day, right? So this is just a time captured of what's happening. That's all. Now they have a lot of buds, right? Yeah, it's crazy. I had to come out here and just pinch them all. Every time I come here, I see something that I gotta take out. See, just like right here. So you don't need these, that many. I don't need them right here. See, I had to let this guy grow, maybe let that guy grow. But yeah, every day you come here, you see a lot. So you want to take them out early. Don't take them out when they're this big. When they're this big, it's kind of, you don't want to do it, right? Because a lot of energy got into here, and yeah, so it's better to take them out when they're real early. And now we come into my pot number 4. This is where Dark Star and 2 Halley's Comet. So I have 2 Dark Stars. This is one of them, and that one down there is another one. And then on the other side is the Halley's Comet. So see, there's a lot of buds, until you get here. Oh goodness gracious, right? Oh wow, what is this? So this is a flower. This is a flower bud. The first one in my garden this year. Yes, I thought it was going to be the Robles Red, but that one became something else. So this is for real. It's not going to go become anything else. This is not going to become a, death bloom or anything like that. So I track it. I track it when I notice it's a bud. So I put a B right there. And the day that I notice it, a small little bud, so about April 10th. So it's almost 2 weeks like this now. See, look how big it is. And let me see, if you're, I only have the millimeter, centimeters. See my chart right there? So it grew all the way about to, 35, 40, 35, let's say, centimeters, right? I need to convert it to inches for all the Americans out there. Yeah, I don't know what that is. It looks like maybe, almost an inch and a half, or almost 2 inches, right? Yeah. So there. So why do I track this date? I like to know the bud date when I notice the bud, and so that I can put another date when it becomes a flower, or I usually use the letter O for open, when the whole flower just opens. I want to track that duration because it usually is about a month or 2 months or so before it becomes a flower. That goes right into your summertime vacation, right? So for those of you who likes to go to vacations in summer and you have a lot of dragon fruit, you're gonna have a problem. How are you gonna pollinate them when they open and flower, right? You're not here, and it's nighttime. So what? You ask your friend Jack? Yo, Jack, can you do me a solid? Yeah. What do you want, Charlie? I need you to come to my house every night at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night and see what flower open, and I need you to pollinate. That is crazy, right? Who's gonna come to your house at night every night just to see? Because these flowers only open once a year. So once you miss it, that is it. So it's harder than having a pet where you could just drop it off at a pet hotel or something, but not these guys. Yeah, so I don't know what to do. So those things need to track. So if it takes 2 months for it to open, you better have some kind of plan, right? Yeah. See, luckily I only have one, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, I know all of the Dark Star, Halley's Comet, they all have buds. Now, I'm going to put a check mark on here. I'm going to put a check mark here, but I'm going to say 1F. F for flower bud, right? So that tells me that I got 1. So if I didn't have all these check marks, I would put just 1 right here for my buds. Yep, that's how I do it. And now I come here to look at my Vietnamese white, and has a lot of buds. You can see. Yep. So this one is a lot of buds right here. So I'm going to check that. I have another Vietnamese white. Let me move my camera out so that I can show you. One thing I noticed with the Vietnamese white this year, I have a lot of buds on this side of the trellis, on the side that's facing south. And I noticed that this side gets more sun than the north side. I'm going to walk around and just show you. So here's the north side. Where are the buds? So I think the sun affects the bud growth in these in the plants. See, this is the north side. It doesn't get the sun, so the sun kind of come from the south a little bit. I'm more the northern hemisphere, so the sun comes out more in the south. So the north side here gets late afternoon sun. I mean, yeah, it still get it, so it still have buds, but not nearly as much as the other side. I mean, there's some hidden here. You really have to look deep just to find them, right? And they're just starting, so they grow a little bit later in the season because of the position where they are on the trellis. So unless you got these revolving stands or whatever, you can keep turning the trellis. Yeah, so look at this side. Big difference, huh? Facing south and facing north. Well, just want to show you that. And then I have another new Vietnamese white. It's given to me by a relative, and this one's growing. See, it's got a bud, and then there's some buds right there. So all right, let me just track it before I go off to a different place. All right, see, so they all have buds. So now I have a American Beauty and Palora. Now, American Beauty is everything you see up here. So this is the old one. This is my oldest American Beauty plant. The original one I bought from Home Depot, and see all the buds are there. And the Palora is a tiny little one that I grew from a seed that just not make. So now, just so you know, I know there were buds here too because I had to pinch them off. In fact, you see them down, some of these, I don't want them to grow down here. I just want this guy to keep growing up tall. It's taking me this is 3 years old. He's like, wow, Charlie, why is it this short? Well, that's because of the bugs, right? They keep eating the tip. Once they eat the tip, I just start all over. See, this is the hardest thing about growing it from a seed. It's the bugs. Yeah, I hate to call them enemies, but sometimes they are. And I mean, 3 years, this thing should have reached way up there already, but they just have to keep starting over year after year after year. So I hope these 3 branches will make it up there. See, that one has a little bit of a seed bud sticking out, right? Yeah, so that's good. All right, so there you go. Oh, see, every time I look at these things, I always see stuff. See, I just have to pinch it off. See, you don't want any more new things to grow down here. See, so just take it out. The sooner you do it, the better. Yeah. All right, so they are also growing. So everything's working well. And here I have a Robles Red, Sugar Dragon, and a Vietnamese White. Well, yeah, here's my Robles Red, Pride and Joy. Yes, happiness. Yeah, the one that was supposed to be a fruit turned into a death bloom. Yeah, there it is. And I'll just give you an update on the other one, how fast it grows. Check this guy out. Man, it's so long now. Let's see. Oh yeah, you want to see how long, huh? Yeah, give you an idea. Yeah, you can see it like that. So it's roughly 80 centimeters long. Yeah. And that was just I don't know. So it was a bud on March 22nd, right? So now it's a month later, it became this guy. But you know what? I really love this because it's something new. And you know me, if it's not weird and wild, it's not gonna attract my fancy. All right, so everything's got the Sugar Dragon. Let me show you the Sugar Dragon. So the Sugar Dragon here. Remember, this one had to start all over because of the worm that ate the tip. Well, here's a new bud that's growing finally, and same thing with that one. There's a new bud right there. So yes, they also have buds. Yeah. I know, set me back a little bit, but oh well. I'm not gonna cry over it, right? I mean, that is the part of gardening. It's not gonna, if it's not fruit bats eating your fruits, it's something else, right? So you gotta. All right, here we have another let's see, American Beauty here, and these are growing much faster. Look at these buds are just like, yeah, it's just real fast. Yep. So that one is good. I have a Vietnamese White, and right here, this is a Vietnamese White. See, you see all the buds down there. These are buds. So yes, they got buds. Palora. This is given to me by my father-in-law. And yes, there is a bud right here on the Palora. So I know this is a Palora. You can tell the Palora is different because of the all the spikes, you know, how they are shaped. See, they don't have this a big curve. In fact, it's the opposite of opposite of that. They have the spikes at that high point, whereas these American Beauty have at the low. See, not at the tip. So interesting. All right, so that's another one. Finally, we come over here. We have American Beauty and 3 to be determined. So the 3 to be determined ones are ones given to me by friends. So I don't know what variety they are. So I don't know if it's fertile or are they sterile. See, fertile means that you can use their own pollens to pollinate themselves. When it's sterile, you need to cross-pollinate it, just like Halley's Comet, the one that has a fruit. So if I was on vacation, I don't know where I'm, since this is the first flower of the season, probably, I don't know where I'm going to get the pollen to pollinate it, right? I do have them in the freezer because I try to save them like that. But, you know, I don't know. Sometimes the freezer, you know, so I don't know if they will work, right? So hopefully my freezer pollen will pollinate these guys. We'll see. But here we are. This is American Beauty. Yep. They all have buds. American Beauty. And even the to be determined ones, right? These are the to be determined ones. Yeah. They also have buds. So they all do. So, yep. Here we are. Now, I don't look at the other two are kind of not in this court, right? If you're not in the circle, you are outside, right? So I don't track it. I mean, I could still track it. I know they all have buds also. Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna, you know, even though I didn't walk you guys over there, you just have to trust me. I know, I've been seeing it. So notes here, I'm just gonna say, you know, it's in April, buds galore, huh? And then this is April 26 today, is it? Or 20? Yeah, today's the 26th, 24. See, so that's how I keep track.